Welcome to this video demonstration on completing the leader review step within the eMERGE process. After the individual has completed their self-review, you can move on to the leader review process. When you log into eMERGE, you'll see a task that says complete feedback process for the employee's fiscal year 17 results review. You click on that link and it will take you to the form that needs to be pushed forward into leader review. You'll see that right now it's in the awaiting feedback if applicable step. What we want to do at this point is close pending feedback and proceed, and then just click OK on this pop-up, and it will take us to a feedback nomination status page. What we want to do is actually click on the results review tab, and it will take us right into the leader review form. So you can see that we've completed all the steps prior, and now we are in the leader review step. So as you scroll down, we'll see the information for the individual reviewing, the instructions for the overview of the whole form are listed. We have a job aid that's available, click-by-click instructions on how to complete the form. You can click on the link within the overview of instructions to see that. And what we have in this form are several sections. We have the goals section, we have a dimensions section, we have a job essentials section, and the overall. So we're going to go through each of these. And what we're looking at are the goals that were set at the beginning of the year and were approved. And at this point, what the leader is going to do is go through and provide an assessment. So the assessment is either not applicable, outstanding, advanced, solid, varied, or unsatisfactory. For this particular goal, I'm going to look at what the actual results were. I'm going to look at the faculty and staff assessment. I'm going to do my own assessment. And because the actual results indicate that this individual met the threshold, I also am going to give them a solid for their assessment. If I wanted to see examples of goal rating indicators, I could click on the link listed in the instructions and view that information. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to do this for each of the goals that are here. And what you'll see on the left-hand side should not be unfamiliar. It should be what you saw and looked at and approved at the beginning of the year. You do have your assessment field that you can fill out. You can also add in any comments that you'd like to support the rating. You can add any attachments that might support the assessment or explain a little bit more about the goal that was or was not achieved. You can also add any development activities that might be applicable to the goal itself. And once we get done with all of the goals, we assess all of the goals, we will then get into the dimensions section. Now there are 5 dimensions. Again, the team member has already done their self-assessment in this case, so we can see their self-assessment right there. If we want to click for additional information on the definitions of the dimensions and the indicators, we can click on that link. But we'll go through again and just complete the leader assessment for all of these dimensions. And once more, the assessment scale is not applicable, outstanding, advanced, solid, varied, and unsatisfactory. So we'll pick one of those for each of the dimensions. Then we get into the job essentials area. And this is a completely optional field. This is a new field for this year, so you didn't see it last year. If it looks foreign to you, that's because it's the first time you're seeing it. And what this provides is an area for you to really comment on your team members' performance over the past year as it relates to their role responsibilities specific to their job description. So we have the goals and we have the dimensions. This is an opportunity for you to list anything that is specific to their job description and what is expected of them on a daily basis. The team member also has an opportunity to add comments in this section during their self-review. So you can see what the individual may have written there. If they add any comments, you can add any comments you'd like as well. Before we get to the overall section, the other thing I want to point out is you'll notice these tabs up on top: feedback nominations and status, feedback individual comments, feedback aggregate comments. If there was peer feedback or additional feedback provided, these tabs are where you will find that information. Feedback individual comments will give you specifically that. Feedback from individuals. You would click the drop-down arrow and then select one of the individuals that provided feedback to see their individual responses, or the feedback aggregate comments, you could click on the dialog box and see overall all of the comments that may have been added. To get back to the actual review, you click on the Results Review tab, and you're brought back to that form. So that's what those tabs on top are. If we scroll all the way down to the bottom, so we've gone through the goals, we've gone through the dimensions, we looked at the job essentials, we can add something there if we want, totally optional. Then we get into the overall section. And you're going to see the first thing listed is the leader overall assessment. And this will be calculated by the system based off of the assessment that you gave to each of the areas, each of the goals, each of the dimensions. It's weighted at 50% for goals and 50% for dimensions. Now you can also see the faculty or staff overall assessment. They have the opportunity to add any overall comments or attachments. You can add any comments that you would like as well, or perhaps add attachments. There's also a spot for you to add progress toward rank and tenure. That's obviously for faculty only at this point. Then the other pieces that you'll see here, the planned goals for the next fiscal year. Now you and the individual have the opportunity to type into this area any planned goals that you might have for the upcoming fiscal year, so for fiscal year 18. This may just be something that you want to talk to them about. This isn't the official entering it into eMERGE for the next fiscal year. This is just an opportunity to preliminarily start thinking about goals that you might want to have the individual pursue in the next year. Again, they have the opportunity to fill this out as well. And then the last two sections down on the bottom left, shorter long-term career goals or additional support resources needed to be successful. The team member has the opportunity to fill out these areas to really be a primer for that career conversation that hopefully you are having with them during the results review. So you'll be able to see what their short and long-term aspirations may be, and in their mind, any additional support or resources that they need to be successful. So you can review all of that information in preparation for your results review conversation. Now, a couple of other areas that are down on the bottom here I'm going to point out. The View Journal. If you click on View Journal, that will take you to your journal. You can see if you had written any notes about this individual throughout the year to perhaps incorporate into the review. Same thing with View Recognition. You can view recognition notes that this individual has received to potentially include in the review, or maybe to influence your assessments in some of those different dimensions. At this point, you could save if you wanted to, just by clicking Save, and then come back and complete the review later. If you wanted to delegate the process, you could certainly do that, especially if this is a matrixed management relationship. You would click Delegate this process, type in the name of the individual that you would like to have fill out or at least provide feedback for this review, and then they would have that task available for them. Same as you just went through. When you enter their name, they will get the task. They don't get a notification, so they don't get any automatic email from the system. You'll want to let them know. But the next time they log in, they will see the exact same task that you saw, and they will go through the same exact form. So they would be able to see and maybe provide the assessment for perhaps a goal that is specific to their area. And then the other button that we'll look at is Submit. So at this point, when you're done with your review, you can click Submit. And then the next process is face-to-face. So you click OK to move this to the face-to-face step. And you can see here we're in the face-to-face. And at this point, all we have to do is go through that face-to-face meeting, and then we will have the faculty or staff sign off on the form. Thank you for joining for this video demonstration on completing the leader review. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the talent development team, and we hope that you will join us for additional video demonstrations in the future on additional parts of the process.